Hey Mama, welcome. I'm Kayla, aka Catherine Lovely, and today I just wanted to share some of my favorite books to read during pregnancy so far. These are generally pregnancy related. There's just so many resources out there. There's so many books. There's so many methods. I find it overwhelming. It can be like just a sea of information. So I have stuck to just a few, and they've been really empowering and really helpful for me to feel like I can do it, that I understand pregnancy. Not only am I living it and feeling it, which is the most important part, but I feel like these are books that help validate my experience. And then also for the things I don't know, very educational. So yeah, and these have been recommended to me by doulas and midwives. And then one is an extra special treat that comes from me. So the number one book I would recommend would be Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. This is something my friend who's a doula recommended. She said the same thing as me. There's so much out there. I've read all of them. She's also a trained midwife. And this is the one she recommended first and foremost. I mean, this is the copy I was gifted. It's falling apart. It's got highlights everywhere. It's really everything. And a lot of it's about natural birth, but also there's a section where it explains almost all of the tests that are recommended, what they're for, how they work. And I think my favorite part about it is that the first 120 or so pages are just positive birthing stories. I have found it really common, just to hear all the terror stories, like, oh, and this happened, and just wait, and you're gonna, So taking a nice dose of positivity to start, I found super helpful. And then go into what can happen and all these things. It's fantastic. I'm actually going to go back and read the positive birth stories soon and do so with my partner because I love it. So yes, I would say this is like the Bible of, of birth books out there. Very educational by a midwife with so much experience, and highly recommend. The second book I'm going to recommend is kind of the wild card. This is from my personal taste. I come from the tantric path, which I'll go into in other videos. So Women's Anatomy of Arousal by Sheri Winston. I highly recommend this, especially, well, really for any woman, any time of her life, always. But I think in the first trimester, it's fantastic. It is about how our bodies work, especially our yoni, like our arousal system. So many things that I learned that I didn't know about our erectile tissue, about how arousal happens. And she really provides really great practices and exercises to get to know your own landscape. I mean, this is the portal we're going to be using, right? Hopefully. But some people not, and that's okay too. But, let's say it's a vaginal birth. This is the portal that our baby is coming out of. This is how we got pregnant in the first place. So it's really amazing to get to know that territory and our bodies before all these changes come. And I think it's something that can be used throughout our lives. It's really juicy. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. The third book, this was gifted to me by a friend. It's called Sacred Pregnancy by Anni Daulter. And what I like about this is that it's digestible. Each chapter is for a different week. So for example, I just opened to week 7, expectations. She's a 3 or 4 time mother, I think. So she has a section, each chapter has a section about your body, your baby, your spirit, and then it goes into a little more and offers a journal prompt at the end. Like I said, what I like about it is just one chapter that's like 3 or 4 pages every week, journal prompt if you want to do it. And it talks about our full holistic self, right? It's not just the body and our hormonal changes. It's not just what's happening with baby. It's also our spirit. And I found some of the things she did mention about my body and my hormones, like, wow, I was feeling that, and now that I read it, I feel really validated to know, like, I'm not the only one. So yeah, this is more like a little workbook. It's something easy. It doesn't feel stressful, like you have to get through it. I love it. My partner's also been loving it, and he's always surprised how on point it is each week. The fourth, second to last book was recommended to me by my midwife. I'm still reading it. I've been very inspired. Birthing from Within by Pam England. What I love about this book, some of the information towards the end is similar to what I read in Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. However, in this one, the beginning, she really talks about we can take in so much information, right? We're in the age of information. We have AI, we have Google, we have these videos on YouTube. Like, we have everything at our fingertips. But there's only so much of pregnancy and birth that's intellectualized. And this goes back to Tantra. Embodying something is different. Only we as mothers know how our bodies feel and what's happening. And she really goes into that. And it's filled with art projects and different things to help us get out of our minds and into our bodies to really find our true feelings about being pregnant and giving birth. It's fantastic. These are also practices I've been doing with my partner. And including further towards the end, she does go into more information, right? It's a mix of embodiment and intellectual information. Some of the highlights I have, I think this is one of my favorite ones. Labor is simply a series of contractions that ease open the mouth of your womb and push out your baby. So much more to go on into that. I'm going to be doing a flow about opening our mouths to open our mouth of our womb, which I'll put a link to in the description. And then another part, relax, breathe, feel the earth, do nothing extra. There's just really amazing like nuggets of information in here that I have found also link back to other information I've read and is really helpful. And last but not least, this was also gifted to me by a dear friend who's an herbalist. It's called The Childbearing Year by Susun Weed. And this is for herbs. If you're not into herb remedies, skip it. That's okay. If you are, it's really fantastic. I mean, she goes into what each herb is for, how it's used, how to make a tincture, how to make a tea. I'm sure if you're an expecting mother, you've heard about red raspberry leaf tea, right? Well, here she explains the why and also other herbs that work really well. So I know I was struggling with a bit of immune deficiency, and there's a really great blend of tea for immune deficiency, like parsley is high in iron, which I didn't know, stinging nettle, some other things. So it's really been great. And she also talks a bit about just the moon cycles and pregnancy and things like this. It's a little more spiritual, herbally, you know, if you're not into that, that's okay. But this was something I really appreciated. I brought it to my midwife, and she also, of course, had a copy. So those are my top 5 books. They're what's been getting me through, really helping me out. If you have any questions or want a link to any of those books, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to respond. And as always, listen to your body. You know yourself. Only taking as much information as is good and comfortable for you right now. And I wish you a very blessed pregnancy and birthing process.